Public Conversations Project has been working for the past 25 years to bridge divides of identity, core values, and worldviews. And we do that by building trust and helping people learn together and understand more about each other in a way that builds community and connection. What I'd like to do is start my talk off by showing you the initial clip that Laura Chasin saw on A Better World, a television program from 1989. And I'd like you, as you watch, it's just a 2-minute clip, but as you watch it, listen for the outstanding listening skills that these participants show.
Has a bill or even an idea to thwart birth control in any way at all, let alone what Dr. Grimes said.
Bob,
let's deal
hold
with
it.
facts.
Eleanor,
with
yes.
people's sexuality.
Let's deal with
let's
facts.
hear
I'm
with
one
Eleanor.
of the producers, the executive producers
Name
of the
me someone
show.
who has an
And
interest
Nellie
in birth
Gray
control.
just said that she's supporting, and you said you're supporting, the president's supporting the Paramount Human Life Amendment that says that there should be no interruption of pregnancy from the moment of fertilization.
Right.
If that became the law, that would affect the IUD.
You're killing devices.
The IUD. And she
can't
says
kill anymore.
you say,
That-
wouldn't that affect the IUD, Nellie?
It aborts an embryo or a
So
fetus.
is this a contraceptive? Is this a
No.
device?
All right, now
Most
here's
people
something.
would say this is a birth
Eleanor,
control
Eleanor,
method.
now here's
Wait a
something we'll
minute, is
agree on.
this birth control? Now wait a minute, also would
I
affect...
say it's not birth control, it's
Wait.
abortion.
Well, now you're getting into semantics,
Well,
but
now you're
most
getting
people
into
say that this
No,
is
no.
a birth
Everyone
control
else.
method.
Life
Now,
exists.
wait a minute.
Life exists. at that
How
point.
about some forms of the pill?
All right.
You also call them abortifacient. Oh, you can't use drugs either. Now, most
can't
people
use
would
killing
say
devices.
that the pill...
Eleanor, you may
see,
not
this woman
kill.
is
This is the
against
point. Do
the
not
pill,
kill
too.
children.
And the public should know
The
that.
point that's rather remarkable
Public
about
should know
and the fallaciousness of your position is that you somehow think that the sperm and the egg are dead before they meet. If we took this out to the logical
not a
extension,
unique human being.
Mr. Dornan, your sperm are alive.
Leave it alone, it doesn't become a baby.
Nellie, not every fertilized egg becomes a baby, Mr. Dornan.
Right.
As a matter of fact,
and you just
there
can't
are
kill 'em.
great numbers of fertilized eggs that are aborted spontaneously.
die. You
the
don't
great
know them.
maker in the
That's
sky
true.
makes certain that
And
they
we
don't
don't know
continue.
what the great
So
maker's
where do
decision
we
is there
start
until we
on this?
die.
Where do
But-
we start
but-
on this
but we can come back.
Listen,
Let me
if
give you
science
something to do.
regulate your
knows
sperm
birth control-
production?
But let me congratulate
Wait a
you on a
minute.
Shall
part
we
of the
start
film.
regulating
got
your
nothing.
sperm
We
production?
got-
Martin, I found something positive in
We've
the film.
got nothing here but
I
a
did
lot
find
of
something
noise
positive.
at the moment.
All right.
Let's
Well, that's
address
what killing
something.
brings.
Let's address
Can I give
something.
you something?
So Laura, our founder, was a family therapist with a deep background in political science. And she thought, oh my God, if this is what the future of our country holds, we're all in trouble. And there may be some things from family therapy that we know that could help people have more constructive conversations than what you just saw. Usually when I use this clip, I ask people, so how many people thought that anyone was listening? And I'm going to ask you that. So how many people here thought that they saw good listening skills being displayed? Raise your hands. Okay. How many people thought there was no listening? Okay. So what I would suggest is that a really important skill is listening for the purpose of understanding, rather than listening for the purpose of debate or argumentation. What you saw, I think, was people displaying outstanding skills in listening for the purpose of debating. Oh, that's just semantics, right? And there were numerous other examples in there where people were actually, I would suggest, doing some great listening for the purpose of attacking. If you're trying to help people have conversations that bridge divides, it's going to be really helpful, or if you want to have those conversations, if you're listening for the purpose of understanding. And oftentimes what people do is even try to feed back what they've heard to the satisfaction of the speaker. So, first skill, listening for the purpose of understanding. Second, assume or imagine that there may actually be positive intention. One of the things that happens in highly polarized situations is that people experience themselves as the righteous, good, virtuous, caring, truthful. There are probably a bunch of other adjectives. People in the conversation, and that their opponents or enemies are people who in fact are uneducated, willfully or unwillfully ignorant, stupid, evil, uncaring, or with bad intentions. And what you just saw was a great example of people responding on the basis of, I'm right, you're wrong. I would ask you to try to imagine how that conversation might have gone if there had been an assumption on the part of everyone there that the other party was not trying to thwart them or defeat them in an argument, but might have been operating out of some kind of positive intentions and positive values, even ones that they might have disagreed with. And the third skill that I want to address is just asking questions. The kinds of questions that you just heard were the kinds of questions that we at Public Conversations often say are not genuine questions. The questions that you heard here were questions that were designed for the intention of trapping or attacking or persuading the other side. Oh, wouldn't that mean? And is this a device? Is this a birth control device? And so on. And any kind of question that you hear that starts out something like, well, wouldn't you say that, isn't a question. Rhetorical questions that imply that I am more educated or correct or virtuous are not really questions. They're the kind of thing that end with an uptone in voice at the end. They appear to have a question mark at their conclusion, but they're actually statements. And so one of the things that we encourage participants to do is to enter conversations in which they're meeting with people whom they might see as their opponents or enemies, people with whom they disagree about important core values or worldviews, and to think about how they could ask questions that would surface new information, questions to which they don't have the answer. So they're asking questions for the purpose of learning and understanding. And we often ask questions that invite people to talk about their point of view as connected to their personal life experience, which is a way to surface a story that tends to allow people the opportunity to care, to connect, and to become curious about the other. We ask people about what lies at the heart of the matter for them, and we ask them to talk about any doubts or uncertainties or mixed feelings that they might have. And we encourage participants to ask each other those kinds of genuine questions that are likely to spark a fresh conversation in which people have the opportunity to learn and understand more about each other. So listening for the purpose of understanding, assuming positive intention on the part of the other person, and asking genuine questions are some of the kinds of skills that we've found have helped people to cross divides. Thank you.